This is Rizwan, and you're watching the Indian Weekender. We are in day three of our another lockdown. As yesterday we had spoken to some businesses, today also we'll be speaking to one of the prominent businessmen in Auckland who, like others, are facing the brunt of the lockdown due to closures in business. So joining us from Sunny Kaushalji, he owns the iconic Shakespeare Restaurant and Bar and Microbrewery in Auckland CBD that has been in the news for a long time now. And you must have heard or seen in different news around on social media and our website that how his business has taken the brunt of lockdown, several closures in CBD over the last few years, and now another lockdown. So he's having a lot of trouble, and we'll be talking to him directly. Joining us, Mr. Sunny Kaushal. Hi, Sunny ji. How are you doing today?
Hello, Rizwan. Well, this is the another lockdown and the third day of unproductive day. It's quite
Yeah,
devastating,
I
very very
actually wanted.
devastating.
My first question that I wanted to ask you was a very direct question. How frustrated are you right now?
Extremely, extremely frustrated and extremely gutted. There was no need for these kind of lockdowns had the government taken some concrete steps. Tell me how hard it is to manage three families. When we know that this somebody has a community case. So and also we know that, it is between three families. So those three families, they should have been put into a stringent observation, not letting the person, like what has happened on Saturday, to go around and not uh, accepting or obeying the advice of the health authorities. And as a consequences, all of us, all hardworking families and all businesses in New Zealand, they are facing the consequences, and these are very very devastating consequences.
Right. I wanted to check with you once again. This lockdown has happened, and lockdown has become the new normal for every one of us. I mean, especially in New Zealand right now. Uh, what part of this lockdown makes you the most frustrated right now?
It's like the sudden, it's like I mean, one day, we are out into level 2, another one, and then level 3. So this uncertainty is taking huge toll, psychologically, financially, on individuals and on businesses, so which is the biggest frustration. And
Right.
this was the time we thought, is America's Cup is going to start in an Auckland CBD, and hopefully there was a bit of a silver lining, but it's like, you take two steps forward and then going back four steps. So it's
Do,
not okay.
do you think as a business person, uh, the suddenness of this lockdown, as in within a few hours of notice, you are going into a closure altogether, is it making the most amount of issues for you? Because you usually, as a business, you plan for the next day, you have a plan for the whole week, and especially like a restaurant like yours and in Auckland CBD, you have a number of staff and you're planning, and then within few hours you know that okay, I have to close down my business, I cannot come back tomorrow, or neither can my employees. So the wages are to be paid, the things that you're preparing for your restaurant, for your customers possibly, they have to be, have to manage around that. So operationally, what do you think is it taking a lot of toll because of, also because of the suddenness of the notice?
It is, Rizwan. I can tell you, after reading the news stories in New Zealand Herald and also Indian Weekender, there has been a lot of support. People started coming in, and this week we had three large functions booked. One function was, there were a lot of members from the community. They were coming and to support the venue. And you can imagine, we have had obviously ordered all those food and everything, and then food cannot stay. You remember. So A is the food wastage, two is a loss of revenue, three is a psychological impact on the on us and the workers. So it's a triple whammy.
All right. So, do you think that right now, whenever a lockdown is announced, uh, the bottom line is people have to stay home. People have to. It's for the benefit of the public that everyone has to stay home and businesses will be closed. There will be less traffic or less public in and out on the streets. Do you think small businesses like yours are taking, you know, are taking exorbitant cost of this lockdowns, of these closures? I mean, for the uh, betterment of the public.
See, the businesses like us, for example, if you look at the Albert Street in CBD, those businesses have been paying the price from last 4 years. So, as you look at City Rail Link, so everyone is going to enjoy, when those trains and everything would start, and it's going to add a lot of value to Aucklanders and Auckland economy and New Zealand economy. But who is paying the price right now? It's these businesses beyond their control. And now also you see, I mean, everything is okay. And in other industries, when you look at, say IT industries, or the businesses, those can operate from home. But the tourism and hospitality businesses like us, who need the customer
Who need
presence,
footfall?
physical. Exactly. So those are the ultimate victims of these lockdowns, and there is no support for that one. We have written to the government number of times. Even 3 days ago, I had personally written to the mayor of Auckland and also the CEO of Auckland Council in regard to some concessions or their considerations. Because we have been suffering from long, and we are not in a position to pay those rates and also to meet those operational expenses. It's not just because we don't want to pay. We know our obligations, but hey, uh, all this happening is beyond our control. If we are like in virtual lockdown from last 4 years.
All right. So you might want to say this lockdown. I mean, uh, the business was going down already because of different number of external reasons, and now another lockdown has hit, which is like an insult to the injury, the last nail on the coffin.
That's very, very true. It's a last nail, and also number of businesses have already closed. Quite a large businesses have closed in that street, and some of the business like ourselves and few more, we have been trying our best. We have put our lives in line, and we have been using all our savings, borrowings, and the debts are mounting. We just wanted to keep our doors open, but it's becoming now difficult day by day. We have no idea how we can survive
It's, it's,
in such
yeah.
situation.
Yes, you did mention that though businesses in city are in already in survival mode right now. Speaking about the support that you have been receiving, or the support that you have been approaching to local and national governments, uh, don't you think that is the wage subsidy at any point helping you to reduce the number of the amount of financial stress on the business right now?
See, base subsidy is okay for the employees to some extent, that too. But how about the businesses, other expenses, the operational expenses, the rent, the rates, the utility bills, and there's so much. I mean, eh, when you look at the employment expenses, that's hardly, say, six to depending upon the business to business, maybe 10% or 15% or 20%. I mean, depending upon, or even some pay 30% also. But what about the remaining 70%? Because there is no concession for that. The building owners, they do not compromise with that one. They need 100% rent, and if you don't pay, you have to pay penalty and the interest. And if you cannot pay, then you would get the notice of eviction. So the businesses who are in long lease and otherwise, they have no choice. They have no choice.
Right. Thank you so much, Sunny for sharing with us your experience as well as your plight that you have. You, as a business owner, a small business operator, are suffering over the last few years, and of course, the lockdowns definitely add another burden to your business, both financially and psychologically. Thank you so much, Sunny for sharing this
Can I
information with us.
can I
Yes, of
can I
course,
say can I say one thing before we go? I mean,
of
looking at
course.
the situation, what is happening in South Auckland, I think it's now the time for the authorities and the government to exactly show that they have the ability to enforce actions. They need to take tougher stance. They need to now take show tougher penalties against those who are not following, sorry, the public health advice around these isolation and testing. Because otherwise, what is happening, we all are watching the economy of this country getting destroyed. And who is getting penalized? It's every hardworking family and business. And my um, appeal and urging the government to please take some urgent steps before it is too late. It's already too late.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Saniji, for sharing us this message. Uh, Dear viewers, we will be getting such more stories of small and medium enterprises, how they are suffering and what challenges they are facing. And if you have a story to share, do write to us, editor at indianweekender.co.nz, and we would like to have a chat with you. Thank you so much. This is Rizwan for the Indian Weekender.